Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
everyone. Welcome to Bowdabra Live on Monday night with Joette.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm going to get started tonight, and I'm going to be making some big stuff tonight. So I'm going to take a length of my Bowdabra bow wire. I'm going to go ahead and cut it, and on the center, match the ends there, place it down in the large Bowdabra. And I'm going to start out to show you how you can make a tablescape. It will look like that, run down your table. It can go on your mantle, but I'm going to show you how to make this little bow. I call it a bloopy bow because it's bow loops. So I'm going to take my, where is it? Here it is. This is about 1.5 yards of 2.5 inch wide wired ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half and find the center, but also I'm going to match my ends, and I'm going to, they're folded in half. So now I'm just going to take from the corner where the wires are and go in at an angle downward and dovetail them. So I'm going to take a piece of this about, let's say 6, 8 inches, and I'm going to twist it. Actually, no, I'm going to put it in upside down. This is a bloopy. A bloopy is going to be something we've never showed you here before or shown you. So I'm going to make a loop on the other side. And then I'm going, not even, I'm just going to scrunch it back down. I'm just going to use like a 1/2 inch overhang. So it's a tiny little loop upside down there. And scrunch and do another little tiny loop upside down. And then match this loop up with the rest of them and scrunch it down. And I'm going to go ahead and tie it up. Take my loose ends and pull them to the looped end like that. Pull it out. Now let's take your ends, separate them. Keep pulling it tight. And the reason why I'm showing you this is an easy way to, if you're decorating a Christmas tree or a garland or something, if you have branches, you can just bloop those into the branches of the tree, but I don't have branches that are wired on this piece of garland I'm using. So now I have both my tails are on the right side, and I've got a 3-loop bow. So I've got bloopies to put down in here. So what I've done, I've taken a garland, and it's a cedar garland, juniper, something like that. And I've taken 2 rose garlands. I'm trying to do a fall theme, and just kind of lay it across. You can tuck it in a little bit under the branches if you don't have wires. If you're selling it or something, you can secure it with hot glue or zip ties. But this is not for sale. So I'm going to find that area that's even with down here, and I'm going to go ahead and tie these loops to the garland. I'm going to reach under here and tie it on. And go ahead and tie that piece in so it stays in place too. So tie it in a knot, get it nice and secure, and hide your wire. I'm going to go ahead and cut the excess ends off. And now I'm going to fluff it. I'm going to take my tails and bring them out to the side. So that's where we're starting. And next, what you can do, you can leave it like this, but if you want to add more fall colors to it, take some little bushes or stems of flowers. Trying to see where matching the other end. So I'm going to just tuck them in and they'll stay right in place. Let's see, that should go right here. And I've just got different colors of these bright bushes, and they kind of gonna go with the ribbon. They tie it all together. Let's see, this should go. I'm trying to go match the other side. Okay, so this will go here, and I'll put this actually there. I'm going to lay this one here. So that was really easy. You can just do the whole thing like that, or you can add to the center. So if you're doing a mantelpiece, the this can be your main focal point, and then it goes off to the sides each direction. And this swag I'm going to show you now to put in the middle will have 2 different directions, so it'll blend right in. So I'm going to take a length of Bowdabra bow wire, I'm going to make sure it's a little bit longer so it can wrap around everything. And place it down in the Bowdabra. And I'm sure you can see me when I do this. So I've got a bush, just a fall bush, and I'm going to split it like this. So now I've got two different directions and I'm only having to use one bush. I'm going to place this down in the Bowdabra. It moves, it has springs in it, so it'll let me stuff it. And that's my favorite thing to do is place stuff the Bowdabra. So now I'm just going to take, let's see, we're just going to make a bow and that'll all blend in together. And you can move things as you go if you want to move these in closer, or you can add them in now, but I want to do it where it's more dimensional when I'm done. So I've got about little over half a yard, maybe 3/4 of a yard ribbon already dovetailed. I'm placing it down in the Bowdabra. Give it some tails. And now I'm just going to take about 1.5 yards. I'll find what I do is I fold it in half to find the center and I mark it with a pinch and place it down in the Bowdabra upside down. And I'm just making a shoe bow. And I want to make sure that I got my loops pretty much the same length. So let me measure them. Help if I use my wand. You can always measure your loops like that. So I need this side a little bit bigger. There we go. And I'm going to use, let's see, I think I'll do this one next. I'll just do another shoe bow. Didn't know if I was going to layer it or not. So I'm going to do it again. I've got my ribbon inside out. I'm going to find the center by marking it with a scrunch. And I'm just going to bring my loops over, just like you're tying a shoe. You can make these loops a little bit smaller if you want. And just scrunch it in. So flipping it over, putting it in upside down, when you flip it over, brings it right side up. I've got another piece of 1.5 inch wide ribbon. It's about 2 yards. And I'm going to find the center, scrunch it, mark it with the scrunch, and place it down into the Bowdabra. This has the same side, so it doesn't matter if it's upside down or not. And placing that in, and then I have a little pumpkin, and I'm going to place it down in the center of my bow. And I'm going to take the Bowdabra bow wire, pull it up. Let me get a hold of it. There. Almost let it go. Pull it tight while everything's still in the Bowdabra. Remove it. Keep pulling it tight. Separate your ends. Bring them to the back and tie them in a knot. I mean, you can make a tablescape in just a few minutes with doing this procedure. I mean, it's going to take a little bit longer if you're trying to secure it with hot glue, but just laying it, if you're going to have to pick it up afterwards, this is the way to go. So now I'm going to separate my wires so I can tie it on. I place it down there in the center and kind of got a box to put lights in, so you could even light this up, but I didn't put batteries in it. So tie this on, tie it in a nice tight knot, clip off the excess because you want to hide your mechanics. And then that's it. Give it a little bit of a fluff, and just in no time at all, you have this beautiful either mantelpiece or tablescape. And you can bring some more of the tails to the backside to make it more rounded so it's seen like a centerpiece, so everything's all the way around. And that is, I'm going to show you now because I'm going to put this aside so we can have the table for the rest of the show.
That's gorgeous, Joette.
Thank you. So I'm going to come around for a second so I can move it. Yes, huge. And it didn't cost very much to make this. You can get these bushes real cheap at Amazon and they look really nice. So I lay that down and oh, it's pretty. Even pretty on the floor. Now the table looks bare. All right. So now let's go ahead and keep going. And we're going to go ahead and let's do a lantern swag. So you can do, this is a medium-sized lantern. And let's go ahead and start with our Bowdabra bow wire. Don't want to forget that. Get a good length. So you can tie it around something, fold it in half, place it down in the Bowdabra. And set that aside, move my supplies over. So here's another example of those little bushes you can get. I get them in bulk for next to nothing, and they go a long ways. You can use them in a lot of things, but I've fanned that out a little bit, and that's going to be the top. So this side's my top. You can actually pull these out. And I've had some leftover leaves from a project. I'm going to go ahead and lay these in here, and I don't waste anything. I use all my stuff. Uh, let's see, I want that yellow on top. Now I have another one of those bushes. This one's kind of bluish, and you can cut these down if you want. I leave a little bit of it, the stems, because they make it sturdy. uh, Make your little swag sturdy. So now I'm going to take some wheat and I'm gonna lay it in the top. And then I found this little butterfly and I just kind of clipped it on to that piece of wheat because it's going to match our ribbon. So now you should have something that looks like this, and we're got this gap in the center. That's where we're going to place our bow. Now I'm going to make, it's going to be not all the way funky bow. It's going to be the one tail funky bow. So take a piece of ribbon, place it in upside down, and just pull your loop over, and now you have a tail. This way we don't have a whole lot of tails, but we do still have plenty. So I'm going to reverse it and go to this side. Do the same thing, place it in upside down, leaving about a 1/2 inch overhang on that one side. And if you notice, I've got butterfly ribbon, so it's really cute. It kind of goes with the butterfly. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth on opposing sides until I get to the end of my ribbon. So again, upside down, 1/2 inch overhang, pull a loop over, then you have a tail, loop and a tail. And on this last one, it's a little bit shorter. I'm going to go to this side and I'm just going to make a button loop. Now give it a good scrunch and find my wire, and I'm going to pull my loose end through the loop pin, pull it tight while it's still in there, remove it. I'm going to keep pulling it tight, flip it over, and tie it in a knot. All right, so now we're going to give it a little bit of a fluff. So just pull your tails apart, run your fingers through the loops, and round them out. So you got this cute little swag. You could use that as a little sit around centerpiece on a desk or something if you wanted to, or you could attach it to a wreath, but we are going to attach it to the lantern. So just find a place that you can tie your wire around. I can't see it to see if I've got it straight or not. And you could give your Bowdabra bow wire a good twist so it doesn't slip while you're working with it. And I like to tie mine in a shoe bow so I can reuse them. I'm going to flip it around so I can see if it's where I want it. And it's close enough to give you an idea, but I want my butterfly to be facing upside down. Okay, so you end up with something like this, just really simple and quick. And that really didn't cost a lot of money at all to make. So I'm going to set this aside. And now we're going to work on our wreath. So I'm going to do the bow first. That's what I've got everything. I had so much on the table, I had to make spaces to put my ribbon. All right, so I'm using some of this D. Stevens and Ferris Silks, and then I'm actually mixing another ribbon that I don't know where it came from in it, but it's not one of the high end. So you can make your high end ribbon go a long ways by mixing other ribbons with it. Just go whatever color you need or want or like. All right, so I've got a good length of Bowdabra bow wire. Gonna place it in the Bowdabra. And I'm going to start out with my tails. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you're not a member of our Bowdabra fan gallery, join and share your Bowdabra creations with us. So I'm finding the center. I've curled these ends under, and I'm just going to scrunch that down. So this is my first set of tails. And lay that in. It's a really pretty navy velvet. And so now I'm going to use, I've dovetailed these ends. This is about not, yeah, it's 2 yards. 2 yards. I folded it in half. I'm going to mark my center by scrunching it right there and place it down in the Bowdabra upside down. And now I want to measure out how I want my loops. I want them pretty big. You can go really big with this ribbon, but it's so expensive. I don't go too crazy with it. I really love it. And I try to get as much mileage out of any of my ribbon as possible. I do a lot of scrappy bows, a lot of times. Okay, so this is about 3/4 of a yard. I've dovetailed these ends. All this is 2.5 inches wide. And I'm placing that down as my next set of tails. And then this is my next set of loops. I'm finding the center, mark it with a scrunch, and place it in upside down. And this ribbon's really pretty because it's got 2 different sides. So I want my loops to be slightly smaller, not quite that big. So graduate them in just a little bit. And it looks even. And then place those in. Next, this is some inexpensive ribbon, but it's nice quality. I'm going to place set of tails in. And again, I'm going to take it and fold it. All I'm doing is doing a shoe bow. This is the same on both sides. So I'm going to flip it upside down. Or it's not upside down, but it normally would be. This is 2 sides. And placing a little set of smaller loops. And we'll give everything a good scrunch real quick. This is so thick, it's filling the Bowdabra up. But that's what it looks like so far. And now I want to bring some of this dark back up to the top. So I've folded the ends on this one, find in the center, place this in upside down, and I'm making a very small loops on here. I tapered them in quite a bit. And now I'm going to actually finish it off with some of this 7/8 inch. See which one it is. Okay, the 7/8 inch, kind of a mossy green. So I'm finding this, get the ends together. I've rolled these ends under as well. Find the middle. I'm going to place it in upside down and just make a little shoe bow. But I'm bringing these out big, making these loops really big. And so I'm just stacking everything up and layering different colors. But I wanted that blue to come back up to the top. So I just put a touch of it here. Now I wanted some more tails on this, so this is going to be smaller. So I've got it folded in half, so I see my center. I'm placing it in upside down and one more shoe bow of this, but these are smaller loops. You can kind of steer them where you want them to go to while you're building it if you want to. It's easier to fluff it that way. So that's it. So now I'm going to tie it up. I want to show you again though how much I have and how big this is. This would make a beautiful tree topper. Just make the tails a little longer. Look at that, how pretty already. I kind of fluffed it as I went. So now I'm going to reach under here and I'm going to get my Bowdabra bow wire out. Again, pull the loose ends to the loop in. That's your slip knot. Pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. And then remove it. And then keep pulling it tight. Can't ever get them tight enough. The key to pulling, the reason why you pull it tight is the key to not having to use hot glue on anything because it's already tight, nothing can slip out and it's sturdy. Okay, so now I've got this tied and I can just fluff it a little bit. Doesn't need a whole lot of fluffing because I did it as I was going. But I'm going to put it on something in a second, so I'll fluff it one more time. So you end up with this big old beautiful bow. in just a few minutes. And then these bows sell for like 69, 79, $80. I saw some in a store where I got the ribbon. I was blown away. So, and you
It's
could just make
absolutely
it so
beautiful,
easily.
Joette.
Thank you. Well, it's so easy to make, and like, I mean, it does. If you can make many of them if you buy the bolts of ribbon and you have a Bowdabra, so you don't have to just have one. Or you can make smaller versions and use them to blend your decor if you're decorating. So I've taken another length of Bowdabra bow wire, placed it in the Bowdabra, and now we're going to make the wreath attachment. So I could have made that all together, but I wanted you to see how easy it is to make the bow. So on this wreath attachment, I am going to have a top and a bottom. So this will be my bottom. So I'm going to place some of these really pretty magnolia leaves. It's just a stem of magnolias, just the foliage only. And I've got some berries, and I'm going to place them down.
Pat loves
And
the way you
so,
put the colors together.
oh, thank you. These are, I'm using my favorite fall colors. I like to use purple too, but I didn't have any purple tonight to go with anything. So this is I like my linear flowers to go downward. And on the top of these wreath attachments, they're not quite teardrop. They're a little bit linear, but they're fuller, they're thicker. So I'm going to bend in these stems, and I could cut them off, but it's not necessary. Like I said, it gives you more of a foundation. So I've got this three magnolias in it, the berries, and I've got this beautiful, realistic looking juniper bush stem. I'm going to place it in. And good thing about this is, look, I can take it, the Bowdabra's holding it, and I can weave that stem up through the berries, and it hides it, so it doesn't show at all. I've got a couple of these fall leaves. I'm going to I've kind of bent them a little bit so they don't slip out. We'll place one there and one here. And then I've got this really nice high-end stuff, and I've got Dollar General magnolias, just a stem of magnolias, and it's not when I get it all together, it's not even going to matter. It's not you're not going to be able to tell that it's cheaper product. So place that down in there, and got to fish out my Bowdabra bow wire. I'm gonna pull out the loop end and loose ends, pull them up to the top and thread it through. Pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. I'm going to remove it and keep pulling it tight. Separate my ends and bring everything to the back. Pull again and tie it in a knot. And again, if you feel like it's slipping, do this, twist it, and then tie your knot, and then it won't slip. So nobody has to come hold their finger down on your tie. So we end up with this. This is what it looks like. And we could pull these down and fluff it where it wouldn't even need a bow, and we could just attach it just like that to the wreath. But since we have this big, beautiful bow, we're going to use it. But I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the wreath. I'm going to lay it over here. Make sure my ends are where I can find them. And I've got this really pretty natural pine. Since we used a lot of natural, I want to keep the natural theme going. This looks like a good side right here. I'm going to go around looks like I'm going to use the 9 o'clock. I count my wreath as like it's a clock where I tie stuff on. So the wires are going to go around the 9 o'clock. Pull it tight. You can pull them back around, get them through. Keep pulling it tight. And again, we've made this without any hot glue. And if you want to go back and secure stuff, you can, but you can actually get it made and know what it's going to look like and not have to. They stay really good. Just make sure you get your Bowdabra bow wire tied tight. I'm going to clip off the excess ends. And so this is what we have so far. Now I'm going to add the bow, get a good look at it. So everything is really natural. That's kind of the theme I was going for. And you can shape it now if you want to bring up your foliage, everything, just and then go ahead and add your bow. So I'm gonna find my ends and fill this gap and lost the end. Then I can just tie it around. You can get all the way around the back. That's great. You just get around a few of the stems. That's great too. So I've got it around a few stems because I didn't tie my wire or cut my wire long enough. But that's all right. It's still going to stay. So pull it tight and tie it in a knot. And then tie it in a knot there. And you can cut off your excess because you don't want any of your mechanics showing. And now give it a good fluff. Well, where's that other flower? Oh, there it is. You want everything showing and all your loops to have a place. Everything needs, if you're spending the money on it, everything needs to be showing. It needs to have a purpose for where you put it, where you place everything. So make sure that everything is just peeking out somehow at you. And this is what you end up with, this beautiful wreath that who knows how much this would cost if you had to go buy it. Can you see it? There you go. So I'm going to set this aside.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Very high end too, other than the Dollar General flowers. All right. So how much time do we have left,
Pat says
Sandy?
we've got another 5 minutes, Joette. And Pat says
Okay.
that
Oh,
she's got a wreath just like this with pie, almost like it. And she's going to certainly
oh,
make this because it's beautiful.
please share it on the Bowdabra fan gallery so we can see it. Please, I love going back. Y'all inspire me so much. And I hope we inspire you as well. So I'm going to cut me a good length of Bowdabra bow wire. And this bow is just going to be a twist and fold and twist. And it can go on a sign or you can use it for gift wrap, whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail this ribbon. I'm gonna, so I'm going to take, whoa, that wasn't good. It's a little bit heavy there, I guess. I don't want that to happen again. All right, so this is normally this would be attached, but I am using a piece of scrap ribbon. I'm gonna take that wreath down. It's pretty heavy. All right, I want to cut into our time for my falling wall. So I've got my Bowdabra bow wire placed in, and I've got a little tail because I'm using a little bit of a scrap ribbon. It's been I had it in something before, and I wanted to make sure that it was pretty. Want to make sure it got used because it was not ready to go in the trash. So I've got another tail and I'm going to place it. I'm going to leave this connected. So I'm going to place it in. And now I'm just going to fold it over, twist it. So it's in upside down right here. And then I'm folding it over and I'm twisting. So now it's right side up. I just keep repeating that. So I'm going to fold, twist, fold, twist, and keep that right side up. Fold, twist, fold, twist, and now it's upside down. I don't have to twist anymore. And I'm just going to place a button loop in here. I'm going to cut off that little bit of excess. And now I'm going to tie it in a knot or pull it through the slip knot. Pull that tight, remove it, separate the ends, bring it to the back, and now tie it in a knot. And let's give it a good fluff. So I'm going to pull out the center of the button loop and just separate your loops. Run your fingers through them. And round them out. Pull these tails down. You can always take your tails and slide them through your fingers and give them kind of a natural curl. Everything's fluffed the way you like. This is what you end up with. Just really easy, simple bow. This would be great for gift wrapping. I have the tails a little bit too long to put on this, but I just wanted to give you an example. You can make it, use them for sign bows or whatever. So you end up with something like this. So
That
really
was
fast.
great,
So
Joette. It's really, really
thank
pretty. Can you show us the
thank you.
wreath
So
again?
Yes, I'm gonna show you. I don't know if I can get the table scape back up here again. That would be tricky. Okay, I didn't want to cover the table the whole time. So we have this wreath. I don't know if I'm
So
holding it
pretty.
straight for it. And then
Yeah,
we
it's so
have the
pretty.
lantern swag we made and that, and then we did the long table scape. So that's all
Everything
we
was
have
so
for you
beautiful.
tonight.
Thank you. It was all
Thank
so
you.
beautiful.
Thank you. I just want to, I hope everybody got the bang for their time, getting to see what all they can do with the Bowdabra besides just basic bow making. All right. Well, everybody, we'll see you next week. One of us will be on here, and thank you for joining. Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.